In January of 2013, a 21-year-old woman vanished inside a hotel filled with history, secrets, and death. Weeks later, guests unknowingly drank water that came from the same place where her body would be found. And the only known footage of her final moments shows her acting frightened, confused, and alone. This is not a horror movie. This is not fiction. This is the real, unsettling case of Elisa Lam. Elisa Lam was a 21-year-old Canadian university student from Vancouver, British Columbia. She was described by friends and family as intelligent, thoughtful, and creative. Elisa enjoyed photography, writing, and travel. She kept a personal blog where she openly discussed her struggles with mental health, including bipolar disorder and depression. Despite her challenges, Elisa was determined to live fully. In early 2013, she planned a solo trip across California, a journey meant to mark independence, growth, and adventure. Elisa arrived in Los Angeles in late January 2013. She checked into the Cecil Hotel, a budget hotel located in downtown LA's Skid Row district. Built in the 1920s, the Cecil had long been associated with crime, suicides, and unexplained deaths. Over the decades, serial killers had stayed there. Guests had jumped from upper floors. The hotel carried a reputation many believed was cursed. Elisa initially stayed in a shared room, but within days, her roommates complained about unusual behavior. Hotel staff moved her into a private room. This decision would later raise serious questions. On January 31st, 2013, Elisa was last seen alive. She was supposed to check out that day. When she didn't arrive and failed to contact her family, concern quickly turned into fear. Her parents contacted the Los Angeles Police Department. A missing person investigation began. Officers searched the hotel. Dogs were brought in. Flyers were distributed, but there was no trace of Elisa Lam. 2 weeks later, LAPD released surveillance footage from one of the hotel's elevators. What the world saw would become one of the most disturbing videos ever released to the public. The footage shows Elisa entering the elevator. She presses multiple buttons repeatedly. She steps in and out of the elevator, peeking into the hallway as if she's hiding from something or someone. At one point, she gestures wildly with her hands. The elevator doors never close. The video went viral almost instantly. Viewers described her behavior as frantic, fearful, and unnatural. Theories exploded online, from paranoia to possession to someone chasing her just outside the camera's view. But the footage raised more questions than answers. Days later, hotel guests began complaining. The water pressure was low. The water was dark. The water had a strange taste. A maintenance worker was sent to inspect the hotel's rooftop water tanks, 4 large metal containers that supplied water to guest rooms. What he found would shock the world. Inside one of the rooftop water tanks was Elisa Lam's body. She had been missing for nearly 3 weeks. Her body was floating face up in the water that hotel guests had unknowingly been using for days. There were no visible signs of assault. The tank's lid was reportedly open. The roof, which should have been locked and alarmed, was somehow accessible. The horror of the discovery sparked global outrage. How did she get there? Why didn't anyone find her sooner? And how could this happen without anyone noticing? An autopsy was conducted by the Los Angeles County coroner. The official cause of death was ruled accidental drowning. No drugs, no alcohol, no signs of physical trauma. Medical records showed Elisa had bipolar disorder. Toxicology reports revealed she had not been taking all of her prescribed medication. Authorities suggested Elisa may have experienced a manic episode, leading to confusion, disorientation, and impaired judgment. But many people found this explanation incomplete. Even today, questions remain. How did Elisa access the rooftop? Why didn't security alarms activate? How did she climb into the tank alone? Why did search dogs fail to detect her scent on the roof? Why was the elevator footage edited before release? While investigators closed the case, public doubt never faded. Some mysteries refused to be solved neatly. Elisa Lam's parents later filed a wrongful death lawsuit against the hotel. The case was eventually dismissed. The Cecil Hotel attempted to distance itself from its past, rebranding and renovating. But Elisa's story continues to echo across the internet, a haunting reminder of how quickly life can disappear. Her name became synonymous with mystery, tragedy, and unanswered questions. Elisa Lam set out on a journey to discover the world. Instead, her story became one of the most unsettling true crime cases of our time. Whether the truth is simple or something more complex, what happened inside the Cecil Hotel remains a chilling reminder. Some stories don't end with answers. They end with questions that echo long after the headlines fade. If you want more real cases told with facts, respect, and depth, please hit on the subscribe button and share. Thank you for watching.